Welcome to our final week of Tsuji USA's 30th anniversary special edition, Good Deeds Blossom. I'm your host, Dilbar Shatterson, and we're in New York City at the brand new Tsuji Center. We're taking you back today to Dallas, Texas, to examine some of the great relationships we've cultivated over the years and the great hurdles we have overcome through our mission of education there. There are so many factors that impact the success of education on a child's life, one of the biggest being a balanced life at home that's filled with healthy, rewarding relationships. Societal shifts endanger this balance. For example, the Pew Research Center suggests that as many as 32% of children in the United States lived in single-parent households in 2017, as compared to just 13% in 1968. For such families, the economic burdens can be greater, as research suggests that single-parent households may earn just 1/3 of what two-parent households do. This forces the home's primary breadwinner, usually the single parent, to work longer hours or hold multiple jobs in order to make ends meet for him or herself and his or her children. But this comes at a price. It means a single parent spends less time at home and less time with their children. In fact, research suggests that children from single-parent households are less likely to even graduate from college. But such outcomes are surmountable, and Nakia Douglas is living proof of that. Having been raised by a strong single mother himself, he intimately understands what the odds are for youngers who just need another shoulder to lean on. Pursuing an impassioned career in education, Nakia became principal of the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, or BOMLA, an all-boys school committed to excellence. His path already having been crossed with Tsuji, he began implementing Tsuji's character education programming into the school's curricula and has embedded it deeply within the school. Now, you'll see how he's taking it even further.
He was one of our original supporters of Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, and in a sense, hired former staff members. Now we're here to support him and bless his work throughout the community as well.
As I talk about the difference between being a teacher and a school system.
Right. Since the university that I work at now, University of North Texas at Dallas, when I first met Brother YL, Sister May, and Suu Chi, the university didn't exist. And so now you have a higher ed institution in the neighborhood to support students from this neighborhood and all over Dallas. All seeds that are planted may not sprout immediately, but when they sprout for the right reason and for the right season. My role here at the university is to create and be a facilitator and a connector of students and entities to create and develop hope by way of the power of education. With that power of that education, there's no limitation on what can be accomplished in life. That I used to say, and I still say with the students here now, first person you believe in is yourself, first person you lead is yourself, first person you love is yourself. You can't believe, lead, or love anyone else until you first love yourself.
I'm good. How you doing? Good.
What character education teaches us specifically through Suu Chi is an understanding that not only about yourself, but about others. Those young men at Obama and at Barbara Jordan and at Lyles Middle School and young women at those campuses understand that what I'm receiving, what I'm learning doesn't just stop with me. I got to teach someone else. So it becomes each one teach one. That becomes a beautiful, repetitive cycle that's going to change society.
And the team on Tuesday. Did you see the...
This new project is about to take the lessons and learnings to another level in regards to the growth and development of Suu Chi's school. We're filling out all documents, getting all the research together, identifying potential locations. But, you know, we're on target. We have our deadlines for January to have everything submitted. And we're excited to see where this is going to take us next. Talk about relationships, mother, father. That's my other mom and dad. Suu Chi, those are my other brothers and sisters in regards to just beyond the work of service is personal.
To create the first ripple of change, sometimes all you need is something small. That's what makes Dharma Master Jungyen's Jingsa aphorisms so great. They're short, potent pieces of wisdom to guide and inspire. Books filled with them have served as respite for those in need of a lift, most notably those who are incarcerated. But what's the impact they may have in a school setting? It's time to find out at the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy.
Let's go, guys. Make sure we got ourselves together. Blazers, ties, shirts tucked in.
Good morning, Miss Johnson.
Make sure we have our blazers, shirts tucked in. Get ourselves together before we enter, Brother Memphis. Thank you.
Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Mission.
Develop young men into impactful leaders through the development of their intellectual, moral, physical, social, and emotional skills for global society tomorrow. Believe, achieve, succeed. Just real quick, journal check. Okay, gotta do a little bit better than that. Our quote for today: when our minds are calm and not restless, we will know our role in life and be happy to play it well. That's one of the aphorisms from Dharma Master Ching Ying. All right, remember, the journey starts when? The journey starts now. So let's make sure we have a great day today, and you may be dismissed.
My part of the community, which is like really poor right now, the people struggle economically, or sometimes there's drugs and violence going on.
This campus, before it became Barack Obama, we had several break-ins, vehicles stolen on the parking lot, things that would happen around the school just because of the community that would make you feel like, wow, this is a tough school to be at. But when it became Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, we haven't had a lot of problems.
I think this school has a great impact on the larger Dallas community because it defies all of the stereotypes of, underperforming schools, kids that are rowdy and, out of control. It defies every stereotype that people have of urban schools.
Yes, sir. Good. Have a good day. Our young men, when they leave here every day, the community seems to respect them. They recognize them because of the look that they have. They recognize them because of the way they carry themselves.
What I like to do right now is actually clean up my community, and I'll just pick up pieces of trash that I see lying around, so plastic bottles, bags, any other trash that I see, and I like to take care of that.
So my philosophy is that if an individual has that desire to do well and do better, then you should work extremely hard. And it doesn't mean that you got to go out there and have the best grades, but I firmly believe in working hard.
Good morning, Mr. Wood. Good morning, Miss Etheridge. Good morning, Mr. Reese. Sorry I'm late. When you come to middle school as rigorous as this one, they know that some shift is gonna occur, some culture shock. Suu Kyi, character education, has vastly improved our response to that culture shock. This is what's coming. You're gonna fail, you're gonna make mistakes, but that's good. It's all part of the learning process, and it's all part of improving as a person. All right, so we are on 29 now.
Before Marcus came to Bumla School, he wasn't as outgoing. He was a little shy and everything.
Marcus is a joy. He's always polite. He's always aware of his surroundings and considerate of those around him.
Yes, ma'am.
Since he's gone to Bumla, he'll go and he'll speak to everyone, even just a basic greeting. Everywhere we go, it's like, good morning, ma'am, or good morning, sir. And people have said that made my day. It goes a long way, I will say that.
I'm in 11th grade, sir. I've been here since 6th grade.
Okay. So this really is your school?
Yes, sir.
Since the beginning, we've always had a lot of visitors in the school because we were a first public all-male school. in Texas, not private, but public. There's a lot of interest from outside.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
As part of our accelerated curriculum, our 8th graders don't take the traditional 8th grade science. They take that all the way back in 7th grade.
It helps to destroy stereotypes about what folks feel about the public schools and what they feel about kids of the poor and kids of color. The boys are truly ambassadors, not only for this school, but for this school district.
And the students look forward to becoming an ambassador.
All right. Good. You want to tuck your shirt in, brother? Thank you. Tuck that shirt in before. Where's your brother today? You should be helping. I know, but you should be helping him. Now, what's wrong with this picture? Tell me what's wrong with this picture. Right. Yeah. I just spoke to 2 other brothers, and you know where this is gonna be shown? Everywhere. Sometimes our young men, because they are boys, they tend to struggle on knowing how to treat each other, to have a culture here on campus of respect. All right, good evening. Good evening. I want us to be very concerned about our young men and their behavior in the classroom, because I want to show you something. This really hurt me today. This is a student's jacket. This was intentionally ripped and pulled right down the middle, and then it was just discarded like it was trash. I don't know about you, but this affected me in a way that angered me. That we need to make sure that they understand it's valuable to you, and it should be valuable to them. And again, it's kind of one of those things where you get back to character education where, how do you feel about this? I just don't want things to get away from us. We're not in a bad place, but we don't want to get in a worse place. Okay? We want to turn it over to Sue Chi, and we're very happy to have them here, and we want to continue this wonderful relationship, and hopefully we can take what they add to our discussion today so that we can work with our young people to become better young men.
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Chang, and I'm a Tzu Chi volunteer. I asked them.
Well, what we've done is we've had staff development where the teachers from Tzu Chi meet with all of our teachers, and they teach the meaning of how to be respectful, the meanings of self-respect, and we can utilize that for all our young men, because that gets back to our mission, developing young men into impactful leaders, and that's what we do through character education.
Go every detail.
The impact of the character education on students is that they have a more positive outlook, they're more considerate of others.
Whenever we finish the Tzu Chi character education lessons, a lot of times the teachers will also follow up the discussion in class.
Because to me, I think it's eventually going to help them carry that attitude out into the community, which is what I'm really hoping, that they share some of these same things in the world at large.
I'm able to see the differences of character development on me and how it's affected me and made me a better community leader and a better person.
Before I did Tzu Chi character education, I wasn't exactly the best son nor the best brother.
He does have a younger sister and a younger brother. Marcus is a model for them to say, okay, when this is a situation or when I'm doing this, this is what I should do. And I know this because my older brother did it and, you know, it worked out well.
Here you go, Christian. Don't forget to write your name on the top.
The respect taught to me by Tzu Chi character education, it's shown me that I need to look at things from different perspectives.
Christian, do your homework, please.
The first person you have to believe in is yourself. The first person you have to love is yourself. And the first person you have to care about is yourself. Ultimately, no matter how many changes you want to make in society, you have to change yourself before you can do any of that.
I firmly believe in giving back. And I'm just very blessed to be here. I ask myself sometimes, how did I get so lucky? But it was just my time to be in this place. And that's another thing that Tzu Chi has taught me, is that sometimes in life, it's just your time. You're in the right place at the right time.
As the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day, and so change doesn't happen overnight. But what we do know is that character education is nevertheless a valuable contribution to the upbringing of our society's youngest members. Why is this so important? Ancient Roman philosopher Cicero is known for having said that the well-being of a nation's society rests on the integrity of its citizens. As young ones grow up, it will be up to them to move us all forward. And that power is something that educators from the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy saw firsthand in their classrooms. And as they move forward in their careers and teach at other schools now, they bring this knowledge with them to help benefit the next institution and the next. In fact, even though Nakia Douglas moved on to another position after the academy, Tsuji's character education curriculum carried on there as usual. Now, we're going to take you to Lyles Middle School, where a former Bomla principal, Michael Bland, brought the promise of Tsuji character education to a brand new group of students and beyond.
I'm a native of Compton, California, which is in Los Angeles. And I grew up with a lot of adversity. So, I had to look within myself and say, what type of person am I? Am I gonna fall victim to drugs, alcohol, gangs, crime, or am I going to do the opposite? My grandmother raised me. She was very big on character and very big on making sure that I made good choices. And went from that to criminal justice by the time I hit my junior year. So I did that 6 years working in institutions to reintegrate young people back into society once they were off probation. And when I got here, I worked in the probation field for only 6 months, and then I started teaching. And the first place that I taught was here on this campus. I brought all that experience together now from the time I was a little guy to present day to make this campus the best campus that it could be. And so my goal is to take this same model that you see here today to scale so that we can impact children, not just in the DFW area, but around the planet. Good morning, students, faculty, guests, and staff. Remember, this week is Bullying Week, and our charge this week is change starts with us. Remember, make it a great day. The choice is yours. This is the most impoverished side of the city where you have the most marginalized and undervalued populations of people as well. So 90% of our kids that come here have some type of gap in their learning.
We had a lot of students that were suspended. We had a lot of students that were in ISS. We had a lot of students that had behavioral issues. We never really had a set curriculum for character building. So when I went to Bomla with Mr. Bland 2 years ago, we learned about the Tzu Chi program and the character development, and it really worked at Bomla.
I saw the impact that the character program had at Bomla on the boys. For the school to say that someone's being bullied, it has to happen.
At this school, we do talk about character education during circle time, which is every day during fourth period. And what I've seen is growth in students as far as self-awareness and respect.
When Sushi Character Education gives us the curriculum for circle time, before and after, it's an immediate change because we know what we have to do in order to be successful in terms of relationships, having a conversation with people, and just earning that respect.
Have you been the victim of bullying here at the school by someone in a higher grade, and how does it make you feel?
In elementary school, I was never like that kid that had, all the friends, and, I wasn't that cool as everybody else was. So I guess they felt like, he lame, so just talk about him. It often spreads because when you bully somebody, it turns into the same thing with another person.
Bullying is a learned what? Behavior.
Good job.
It kind of makes me feel bad, especially when I know I've done stuff in the past to make people feel the same way that other people feel.
And then when you get in the position, you do some of the same things. I haven't met many people like Brother YL and Sister May who give all of themselves, to everyone and expect nothing in return. That's the heart of, I think, the character program, which is to get those students to look within, change themselves, and then go out and change others for the betterment of society.
If we need a more curriculum, let me know.
You know, when you hear a term like aphorisms, it sounds very Eastern. And so it really gave me joy to have the cultural exchange between two different cultures that are meeting for one common cause, which is the betterment of humanity.
I cannot hear.
You know, we had a high rate of incidents here on the campus where students were suspended. That was cut in half.
6th grade year, it was bad. Kids were fighting, they were bringing stuff to school that can, you know, endanger everybody. So I feel like it was a constant improvement in terms of being safe here throughout the school year. So I'm really thankful for that.
The police were in here, they were arresting students, and, you know, the kids were out of control.
Honestly, it's been a phenomenal change from what I was used to before, where the students seem to be more polite to each other.
Respect is kind of the underlying glue that keeps all that together.
You know, being respectful to people is a form of love in a certain way. At first, I wasn't like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, if I'm being respectful to a teacher, it's kind of, like, weird. But then I started to realize, like, if you be respectful to people, you'll get that same respect back. And that's a satisfaction for me.
It's great to see DeLorean grow through Tziji's mission of education, and his story is a testament to our success. I'm also excited to share that Tziji USA's Education Foundation is developing a network that will disperse the methods of its signature character education curricula so that it may be replicated in schools across the United States. Here's to hoping that promising children, just like DeLorean, get a fighting chance to truly blossom and bloom. Next time on Tziji USA's 30th Anniversary Special Edition, we'll travel across the Atlantic to share powerful stories from Sierra Leone. There, volunteers from Tziji USA went to provide relief after the Ebola epidemic and discovered a great need for compassion, support, and love to those who've survived it all. That's tomorrow on Good Deeds Blossom. I'm Dilbar Shatterson, and I will see you then.
Thank you.